Hello everyone, this is Garrett and this is Super Panda Adventures, and the last time we played, I decided to make a decision, and that decision was whether or not I was going to go on a super backtracking adventure, or if I was just going to continue with the game. And I decided to go on a super backtracking adventure because it only takes like 20 minutes, and at that point I'll pretty much have everything that I can collect without progressing forward, and then I will not have to go back again for it, so it seemed like a pretty good idea, and that way I get to go through that door, which is pretty cool. And it's really only a shortcut to get here, but now that we have the bomb block destroying item of wonderfulness, we can get the yellow key, which allows us to go through a yellow door, as you might probably expect, since that's the case in every single part of this game. And it's also the case in this particular part as well. Now, I'm kind of scared I'm going to die because my shield has run out, and he's kind of scary. He does a lot of damage, actually, so that was kind of scary. But fortunately, that one guy was nice enough to drop his shield, and I got like 2600 damage for a combo bonus, so very happy about that. And also very happy that that happened to be one of those times where my shield didn't take any damage, which is good. And now that we have that, we are going back to the planet of Fu, because there is some stuff to collect here that I either was not able to collect until now, or just kind of waited with, because it's just quicker to collect it now, really. Like, there's some moons here. This is pretty much the only reason I'm going to the Blobby Forest. There are 2 moons there, which I'm still pretty sure they gave like a certain percentage of experience. I think they gave more experience at this point in the game than early on in the game. So it's kind of better, I guess, to get it later, as late as possible, really. And they're really close to the exit, so I might as well get them. And in this particular area, there are 2 power orbs, one over here, which we could have gotten a very long time ago, considering that we only needed this hammer, and we have had this hammer for a really long time, let's be honest. But there was also one of these blocks which we are only recently been able to really interact with, so might as well wait. And that's pretty much the main reason. Like, there's a lot of stuff we could have gotten just at so many earlier points in the game, but then there's inevitably like an area where we couldn't just continue without getting something else. And this area is pretty cool because it's just a whole bunch of destroyable boxes and enemies that walk left and right. And if you destroy all of them at once, it just destroys the frame rate entirely, and it's pretty hilarious. But not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep on trucking, keep on going, and go through all the areas that have stuff in it that we can collect. Like, I'm not going to go over here because we've collected everything, and that's the case for quite a few areas at this point, really. So pretty much only going to places which have some important item to collect at this point on. And as you can see, with like the triple jump and the cape, the floating ability of the cape at least, and just stuff like that, it just makes traversing everything so much quicker than doing it without all of this stuff. It makes avoiding enemies a lot quicker. Like, I don't need to kill everything right now, and while it does give us a really good experience bonus all of the time, it doesn't hurt to just run every now and then. Like, I really don't need all the experience that I can get at this point, because it does sort of help to have everything leveled up, but to be perfectly honest, I think if you have everything, if you have just the maximum upgrades in terms of power orbs, and you have just attack power and power armor and stuff all the way to the top, then you are pretty well equipped, really. Like, you don't really need anything else from that point on. But if you are having difficulty beating certain areas of the game, then it definitely doesn't hurt to just rack up that combo bonus, because right now, I can already deal like 500 damage in one hit if I get a good critical strike with like the charged attack, so it is definitely worthwhile if you're having troubles. But yeah, there's some blocks here. We weren't able to go here before because when a block is invisible, you simply cannot jump on top of it, because that's how physics work. And now that we have gotten that, I believe, do we have enough orbs to upgrade our stuff? We do, actually. We have plenty. And that gives us the Templar armor. Mystical energies empower this armor and grants a total of 40% damage reduction. And this is probably my favorite armor. Like, I really like what this armor looks like. And I actually enjoy it slightly more than the last armor we're going to get, which is somewhat unfortunate, but oh well. We're just going to have to live with it, really. It's just all a case of personal preference. But it's fine. We get to wander around in this for a while, so I'll just wait until we've gotten enough power orbs to upgrade everything before upgrading that last bit of armor. Or maybe I'll just do it whenever I get the chance, because having 50% over 40%, it does make a nice difference, really. And I don't think you can reach this area with the triple jump, but fortunately, we have the invisible platform goggle thingies, and with those, we are very capable of jumping slightly higher, getting a red key, and then going all the way back to the left again, because I definitely love backtracking. And this is also kind of why I just left a bunch of this stuff to do in a single video, because this is not going to be the most exciting video, I'm afraid. This is pretty much just going to be me revisiting a lot of areas and just getting some extra stuff. There is going to be one more relic, which we haven't finished up to this point yet, which was the Butterfly of Hurt. And that is actually what we are going to collect shortly. But for now, getting that power orb with that beautiful red key we just acquired. And the yellow key, which is actually quite close to us as well. But we were simply not able to collect it until we got the double jump, really. But we have that, and all is well. And thus, we can go back to the yellow door, which is fortunately very close to the yellow key as well. And it gives us a whole bunch of experience. Just going back to all these areas, there are so many extra moons and stuff and stars that we can just reach very easily now. So, in a way, just for that reason alone, it's sort of worthwhile to just do it at some point, really. But this is the Butterfly of Hurt. Improves all critical strikes and charged sword attacks to deal more damage. And this is kind of a big deal, because this can pretty much change our maximum damage per hit. Like, in terms of charged attack, critical hits, to like 700 damage. Like, 690, I think, is the highest I've ever seen it be. But that is a pretty crazy number compared to, like, the 500 something that we were able to do. So, definitely worthwhile to get that upgrade. And one more power orb, thanks to our lovely swimming ability, which we really haven't been using very much, really, but it's pretty much only going to be used for getting some extra upgrades. Though I think there might be an area later as well where we actually have to use it, but I will remember that when we actually get to that place, because I forgot to write down notes, including where most of these items are. So I'm just doing all of this by memory, and I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anything. But if memory serves, I will actually end up with a total of 3 power orbs that I will be lacking, because we will be getting those in the new areas. But this video is just going to get everything from the previous areas, so the videos from this point on will only show new areas, and I just kind of want it to be like that, really. Because none of this is necessary. Like, none of this, what we're doing right now, is required to beat the game, because we already have all the items that are really required, like, to get to certain areas in the game. So, for now, it's just showing off where all the extra stuff is, like this blue key over here, which we wouldn't be able to reach without our lovely goggles, and are a little bit easier to reach with all of our other wonderful abilities. And since we haven't been here in a while, everything just looks really different, because we're able to traverse everything so differently. Like, because we have the triple jump, and because we can do so much more damage and actually jump over enemies and stuff like that, it just feels like you're going through an entirely different area. And I thought that's quite interesting, actually, because normally when backtracking, you just feel like you're just traversing through the same area over and over and over and over again, and it's just kind of tedious, really. But I don't know. This game does a reasonable job at not making it feel too stale by giving you a lot of different ways of movement, I guess, and being able to just traverse everything somewhat differently at that point on. And get the yellow key. There was actually a yellow key door which we passed by, which is fortunately on the way back, so on the way back we'll definitely be opening that. But there was also a blue key door, which you may remember seeing about 1,000 videos ago, but we will finally be able to open that door. I may not have even shown it, I don't even remember, because it has been a while ago since we passed that area. But there's also a power orb over here, which we weren't able to get because we weren't able to swim at this part of the game, because we really only went through this particular area at the very start of the game. This was before we got any power orbs at all. So it's safe to say it's a while ago. And there was the blue door, which has another power orb. Do we have enough? Yeah, we do. Boom. disc of doom. Throw this disc and watch the doom unfold. Stays in the air for 14 seconds. Looks a little bit cooler, does a little bit more damage, and stays in the air for a little bit longer, which, all in all, pretty nifty. I've been pretty much only using my charge attack at this point on because it just deals so much more damage and it gives us a much better combo bonus. But I don't know. I just like the way it looks. Like, it's the same with the gems that are kind of spinning around me right now. They're not really for any functional purpose, but I just kind of like the way they look. And therefore, to me, it's a good enough reason to keep using the shuriken. And we can go here. We could have gone here at the very start of the game, but I forgot to hold left when these blocks were spawning. And therefore, we can get it now, because we can just jump up there very easily rather than having to get to those blocks while they're spawning, basically. So that's always nice, of course. I think my next upgrade is sadly going to be the armor, so the people who enjoy the Templar armor, I'm sorry, because, yeah, the next armor is a bit better, and being able to survive is kind of nice. But it is kind of fun that when you jump, it sort of looks like that he's holding his tongue out of his mouth because of the little red blip that is on the top of his armor, and it will never stop amusing me. But there you go. We will have an entire video to amuse ourselves with that, because I think I'll just wait with that upgrade until I finish, like, the video. So there you go. Yeah, that was that. I'm going to Vanilla Rock because there are things here which are easy to forget. So I'm going to go over here first because there is a blue key all the way to the left. We could actually see this key before we had any possible way of reaching it. It's actually really easy to miss as well because it's on the far left over here. But does the fact that there are like a little platform over here, it kind of indicates that there is something over there. And if you jump, you can see the area up there. It's just that you can't reach it without the double jump, or actually the triple jump probably even. But yeah, pretty much waiting to get that until now. And there are quite a few power orbs still in this area as well. So I'm gonna jump all the way down again because the blue key door was in fact right next to the entrance. And might as well get it now, really. Why not? It's right here. It's waiting for us next to that moon over there. Next is a fairly wide statement, but it's sort of next to that moon if you see next as like diagonally next in a strange angle. And I personally love diagonal angles, so we are going to go with diagonal angles in terms of it is totally next to it. Unfortunately, it also gave us a power orb, so all of that nonsense about diagonal angles, it was all for the greater good of finding another power orb. Might as well get that experience because we have a double jump and we might as well get it. And this is actually another area where I did sort of show off that there was something that we basically had to backtrack for. I think this was one of the few areas I actually mentioned that we would actually have to go back here, which is this power orb over here. We could, I think, see it, like, barely. Maybe if we jump from here, you would be able to see it pretty easily. But there's just no way of reaching it until you have either this attack or the double jump, really. So everything in one go is considerably more exciting than going backtracking every time we get a new item, really, because, God, there's quite a few items in this game, which I think is fun. And it would have been really, really tedious to go back every single time we got a new item, because there are just, like, in this area alone, there's some stuff that you can get using the goggles, and then there's some stuff that you can get with a double jump, and might as well just get everything in one go. It just seems to save more time in the end. And time is very important when you're making videos. And this one's kind of easy to forget for some reason. I don't know why, but this one's in kind of an awkward area because you go up the mountain and you have to go. There's two areas where you can go left and then one area where you have to go left to progress. And for some reason, every time, like, I've recorded this video for like 2 times in the past now, and I found out at the end, oh, I missed the power orb, and every time it just turns out to be that one. And the only real reason I can think of why that's the case is because of the fact that the way you climb this mountain, it just feels like you don't have to go left there because it just feels like there's going to be a dead end or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm just an insane person who can't remember things, and I should have enough to upgrade this one more time. Probably shouldn't have done that because I said I would say that for the last, but I couldn't really be bothered to do it math, so I just decided to do it anyway. And this is the best armor ever crafted. Grants a total of 50% damage reduction, and I like it. Even though I don't think it looks as good as my old armor, it does look quite nifty, let's be honest. It has a star in the middle, and it has a lot of damage reduction. And in this area is actually the last thing that I was thinking about collecting in this particular video. So we will sadly be lacking 3 more power-ups, but fortunately, those will all be collected in the video after this. So, if you are missing things in the clock tower, you have a thing coming, because man, the clock tower is going to be the area of excitement. From that point on, it's pretty much a straight road to the end of the game. We are actually getting pretty close to the end of the game at this point as well, so there you go. Last power orb for now. And there is a moon up here, which is easier to collect with a triple jump than the double jump, but you can still collect it without the triple jump, really. It's just a little bit trickier. But that's all for now, actually. That was all I had planned to do for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it so far. I am going to go back to space, and I am going to get ready to go to the clock tower and onwards. So, just gonna go to the right because my spaceship is very far to the right, which is a bother. I don't think that house actually ever gets fixed, which is unfortunate. I guess the cow doesn't really need a house, but still, it's kind of sad, really, when you think about it. Poor little cow and her moo. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it so far. And the next time we play, we will be going to the clock tower to collect our last couple of things to upgrade our last item. We have almost all the relics in the game. There is still one unknown relic, now that I think about it, and we'll be getting that later, but don't worry about that. And we have all the items, and there's probably no way I'm ever going to upgrade any of these things to the right, because I'm only using the hammer. And while the stun duration, it can be useful, I might as well just spam it, because it works quite well. But everything else, stun mastery is actually not bad, but again, you have the hammer. So it's, whatever. But there you go. We'll upgrade this part and it'll look really cool. But yeah, we'll do that next time. So see you next time. Bye-bye.